there's a shock period. You go through a shock period where you're not focused and you want to get out of there. And I didn't see the focus there that he needed to have. And in some ways, he was disarmed. Anytime people come up to you and say, hey, this guy's going to be easy, you're going to knock this guy out easy, they're disarming you. I never want people to say that to me when I was fighting. I was like, no. This guy, once he can punch weight, once he weighs over 200 pounds, this guy was 260. 260 is the weight that's coming at you and punching you. Doesn't matter what he looks like. That's what the weight is. And it takes less weight to knock you out. So everybody's dangerous. He was dangerous. He's always been dangerous. I commentated on a fight with him, and I was at ringside. All I could hear was boop, boop, boop. And that was...
This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Lennox Lewis. I was just letting you guys listen to a segment of Inside the PBC, and they had guest Lennox Lewis on there, and he was talking about the Anthony Joshua versus Andy Ruiz fight, and he was saying the things that was that Anthony Joshua was doing that he wasn't prepared for. He wasn't mentally prepared for what was coming at him from Andy Ruiz. He didn't do his homework on the guy, obviously. And that makes a lot of sense because Anthony Joshua admitted in an interview that he was up 3 a.m. studying Andy Ruiz the night before. Okay, well, why are you doing that then? You should have done that weeks ago, at least, because he had 5 weeks notice on this guy. You should have been eat, sleep, dreaming this guy, not Deontay Wilder, not Tyson Fury, not anyone else, okay? That particular guy. So, Lennox Lewis was right on that. And one thing I want to add that Lennox Lewis brought up that no one else has really mentioned is Anthony Joshua was disarmed. He was disarmed. People were coming up to him like everyone. He was 25-1, so it's easy. Your perception mentally, when someone tells you, hey, man, you gonna knock this dude out. You seen him? Have you seen this dude? That's probably the first thing they said to him. Man, have you seen Andy Ruiz? Have you seen him? But like Lennox Lewis said, dude's over 260 pounds coming at you. That's the weight he's throwing at you. Make no mistake about it. The weight of 260 pounds is coming at you. Regardless of what people say, they don't label him as having power. Like Bob Arum criticized him. He doesn't have power. That's why he couldn't get the guys out of there. That shit. So, but look what he did to Joshua. Compromised or not. Okay, he was still able to put that guy down 4 times in that fight. Okay, so but the disarmed part was true. If Anthony Joshua never denied there wasn't pressure. Anthony Joshua, on top of underestimating his opponent, that's a recipe for disaster. You know what I'm saying? So Lennox Lewis, of course, went on to say and elaborate on the trainer, Rob McCracken, and he was like, well, I don't want to be too criticized. I'm like, dude, you're going to be criticized anyway. You've already said enough things to be criticized about. Don't stop now. No, please tell us more, elaborate. When I run into Lennox Lewis, I'm going to ask him, what did he mean by that? But he did go into enough detail, like he started off with his coach that brought him, his first coach that took him to a certain level. After that, he went and got with another coach that taught him more of a European style. Then he went to another coach, a French trainer, and that French trainer gave him so much. Then after that, he went to Mr. Stewart, Emmanuel Stewart, and he taught him more of a professional style and how to change up your style. And then he put all those together, and that's what made who Lennox Lewis was. What he was trying to say was Anthony Joshua has only one trainer, and that one trainer has only taught him what he knows. See, if nothing is never wrong, then means you never lost. You shouldn't lose. That means you learned everything from that trainer that you need to fight or to fight and beat every possible opponent in front of you. That's what's saying. That's what is understood, basically. And that's what wasn't understood. You didn't have an answer for a lot of things. Now I heard the instruction, mind you, in defense of McCracken. I did hear him say, fight long. Don't look for the hook. Fight long with the 1-2. And Joshua did not obey that. Okay. And this is in the second round. This was before the third. Okay. So in the third round, when Joshua was supposed to kept it long, he caught him with an uppercut left hook combination, dropped Ruiz the first time in his career. He hits the canvas. He gets up and thinks to himself, do or die. Okay. Now, what does Joshua do? He does not follow the instructions of McCracken. He did not do that. So you got to be fair about what the instructions were to that camp. However, it's not, we don't know what the other instructions was coming from, after round 3. We heard Joshua say, why do I feel like this? Because he was hit with a punch. Obviously, he wasn't prepared to take. Okay. So that sounds like a punch you didn't see. That can happen. And a punch you don't see don't have to be the hardest punch. That's a fact. Okay, so but as far as, hey, I did everything wrong, but for him not going into detail, maybe it's strategy. Maybe he doesn't want people to know that, hey, I know what I did wrong. You know what I'm saying? Let's just hope that's like the secret that they're in their training camp they want to keep. You know what I'm saying? Instead of, and then letting everyone else think, hey, yeah, no, we did nothing wrong. The better man fought. No, we know exactly what happened wrong. We didn't do this, and we're going to do this on the next fight. So that's are the things. Deception is a mother. Deception is a mother sucker. So it could be one of those situations. But if it's not, I feel very bad. And in that case, Lennox Lewis is right, because if you got a guy that, hey, nothing's wrong with my instruction, didn't follow my instruction, and that is that, and someone that doesn't have the discernment to know different, that, hey, I don't need to, and I'm basing my stay or my position on this particular guy for other moral reasons, like things that happen outside of the ring, and these guys are the reason I'm in a better shape. It's one thing about that, and I want to share with you guys. It's one thing learning something from someone, but it's a totally different thing when you feel you owe someone something, or someone owes you, therefore that clogs your judgment of doing something different. You're saying, like, just because they did something for you it means you have to stay with them. It doesn't mean that. And that's like, it's all types of relationships. People can do things and they stay loyal, but they stay loyal to certain people in certain situations for certain reasons, right? And then, when their writing is on the wall that's telling them, hey, you need to leave, just because they leave don't make you a dirtbag. You know what I mean? That's just like Denzel Washington when he only used to do Spike Lee movies, when he did a string of Spike Lee movies, and then he stopped and started working with other directors. Okay, that doesn't mean he wasn't loyal. That means he needed to show other people what he can do, on different other platforms besides that one genre and that one director. I hope that's a better analogy for everyone. I compared AJ to Beyonce or Rihanna. Everybody lost their mind. You know what I mean? But no, it's just the same thing. You have to stretch. You have to expand, And one thing I will respect, that people knowing that they did something wrong. If you never did nothing wrong, that means you shouldn't have lost. Plain and simple. You know what I mean? Because you knew at that time, okay, I knew what's wrong when I got knocked down in the third round. He doesn't even remember the third round. So they say. Let's hope that's another cover-up. You know what I'm saying? to put, pull wool over someone's eyes to make them think that. Let's hope so. Because if that's the case, there's a lot of things wrong. And I'm going to end with that. You guys tell me what you think about Lennox Lewis's statements. Of course, please subscribe, guys. And you guys been counterpunching. Peace.